Hey, this is Aputure from DIYPhotography.net, and today I want to take a closer look at the HR672 LED system. Now, these are our go-to lights here in the studio when we go out, and I'm gonna explain why, but first let me do a quick intro about LEDs. So LEDs are getting quite popular right now, and I can totally understand why. It looks like manufacturers are finally getting this holy triplet together: brightness, low power, and good CRI. Up until not so long ago, you could have picked any of those two. You could have gotten an orange or a halogen light and get very bright color and very good color, but it would be very hot and it would take a lot of power. Or you could have gotten an incandescent lamp and you would get very good light and very low power, but it would be kind of dim. Or you could have gotten an LED light and then you would get very bright light, very low power, but color was horrible and you would have gotten a green cast. So it looks like LED manufacturers are finally getting this mixture right, and they're getting the balance, and this is where the HR672 comes into play. So let's go over the system. So the form factor is pretty trivial. They're kind of iPad-ish in size, similar to the 528, and because they're iPad-ish, they would fit into your iPad pouch in a bag. And I can say that when I'm doing a run and gun, I would put these in my ThinkTech bag. There are three variants to the system. So there's the regular light, which gets brighter or dimmer. You can control the color temperature. Now, the way that this is done is that the actual casing has two sets of LEDs. One is white and one is orange, and when you turn the knob, you control which one of the systems gets more power. On the back, we have the usual dial and buttons. One dial is usually for brightness, and then the other one controls the second option, like temperature. And you have this nice indication with an old-style LED screen. There is also a battery charge indicator. If you're running off batteries, you can see where you're at. Or if the light is turned off, you can actually charge your batteries when they are mounted in the unit. One very comfortable feature about these units is that they come with a remote. So instead of doing this the old way, where you go to a light stand, you pull your lights down, you change the dial, you put it back up, you just use the remote, and this is very, very convenient, and it can save an assistant on set. Aside the remote, here are the two main changes versus the 528s. It's brighter, it's 45 watts, whereas the 528s were 30 watts, and the CRI is higher, it's 95 versus 85. Now, this is not really a deciding factor right now because Aputure upgraded their older line to also be 95 CRIs, but we had the older units and we're really excited about upgrading. Now, as before, the unit supports two Sony batteries, and I was actually kind of surprised when I first opened the bag and saw that there were batteries inside the bag. Then again, Aputure were always big on value, so that fits in with the brand. We were able to run for over 2 hours on full brightness with those batteries, and one time we were interviewing actors for the local community theater, and the stage guy actually asked us for an extra light. It ran during the entire show and we still had some juice to spare. We only had one issue with the units, and this is when we left them running for over 12 hours on full brightness. At the end, they heated up and started flickering. This is something that we don't usually do, so this is not really an issue for us. So there you have it. This is the HR672 system. It goes for $300 to $275 on Amazon, but then you're getting the actual light, two batteries, a remote, a swivel, a power adapter, and a nifty case. So this is actually wonderful value for your money. If you have any questions, hit me below. I'll be seeing you around.